All right, hey folks, trying a different camera setup today. Uh, Hopefully, I'm much more front lit, although you can tell I was at the beach last week. I feel like this camera is high def enough to pick up the imperfections, but also not high def enough to blur some of that over, so it could be better. So, this week we're going to talk briefly about the concept of autistic recovery and why autistic recovery is bullshit. But first, let's roll those sweet credits and I'll see you after them. Hi, I'm Tommy, and I'm a professional paleontologist. I'm also a philosopher and disability rights activist. Unlike most evolutionary biologists, though, I've had a lifelong obsession with the paranormal and the occult. Most of my videos concern the philosophy of magic and polytheism, or the politics of disability. Sometimes I talk about my actual research, but as that's my day job, I'm much more likely to just stick around and watch DuckTales. If you want to join me on my journey, friend, don't forget to like and subscribe, and welcome to Creepy Puppets Presents. Okay, so what is autistic recovery? Autistic recovery is the idea that basically autism is curable, which of course it's not. But what they mean by that is clinically significant symptoms are no longer measurable. So that a person is no longer sufficiently debilitated by autism symptoms, no longer exhibits autism symptoms to a diagnosable degree, and thus a person can have their diagnosis vacated. Now, why would anybody want to have an autism diagnosis vacated? Well, when it's the person themselves, often that is caused by internalized ableism. But much more often it's parents who understandably, want to see a better life for their child, but they say, not only is it that the best life for my child is to not be debilitated by autism, but to recover from autism, to no longer have autism, to be cured of autism from this very technical medical perspective, even if that's not really reflective of underlying reality. I say this as a person who was myself declared recovered from autism. In fact, in my early 20s, I had my medical diagnosis vacated on those grounds. And it was one of the happiest days of my life because I was finally free of the stigma of autism. Of course, you've seen my channel before, you know that that's not the case. Um, and I've realized that that was due to my own internalized ableism. And then I would tell people, well, I still have underlying autistic neurology, which is why I occasionally stim. Like, I can't help that, but I no longer meet the medical qualification of autism. I felt so happy about that. However, then, the 30s hit. Uh, I turned 30 back in January, and I've noticed that the debilitating effects of my neurology are returning. And this is a common problem when you talk about autistic regression, where you make progress and then you lose progress because occasionally your symptoms become more debilitating. And that's happened to me. So I was recovered from autism. Of course, now I realize that I was never recovered from autism, that's just a lie. But I have now also regressed. And that regression is often associated with sensory overload episodes, which feel very much like what I imagine seizures must be like, in that they're, completely out of one's control in response to stimuli. So this happened to me, ooh, about a month ago. I was out washing a car in my driveway, and great wash, great wax, and then I went to put the stuff away, and I completely lost my procedural memory. I couldn't, like, I was just standing there, just holding it, like I don't know what to do with it. I don't know. And it took every ounce of my willpower and focus just to put the wax, just to, clean out the bucket and stuff and put the wax in the garage. And also during that time, I couldn't, if I was by myself when this happened, but I wasn't able to speak. Uh, and if you were to have spoken to me, I don't think I could have coherently responded to you. My brain was throwing a rager from having endured too much sun. And I have a master's degree in biology. I'm getting my PhD, working here at the university now, and I lost the ability to speak. Uh, you know, I can't imagine if somebody tried to force me to speak while I was in that state, and yet that is something that is done to autistic children all the time by the vultures over in APA. Um, so if a person who is recovered from autism and has progressed as far as I have, and fantastic vocabulary, can have a sensory overload episode where they can't speak, that should be pretty conclusive proof that autistic recovery is just ableist nonsense. And I've noticed actually that the selective mutism hasn't been increasing, or periodic mutism when I'm too tired or too overstimulated I can't speak, or I lose track of my words, or it takes a lot of focus to try to say what I want to say. So let's have a frank talk about curing autism. You can't, and your motivations for doing so are incredibly biased and ableist. That's the end of this discussion for right now. I'm going to play you out with a little bit of my theme music, but I have a channel announcement, so stick around for that. Okay, so you can probably see from my face that I am very tired, but the truth is that it's the end of summer research semester and the start of fall semester. So I'm going from research to research plus classes plus teaching responsibilities. So I am going to be, the month of August, this is going to be insane for me. So I can't guarantee how consistent this is going to be over the next month. I've had a good run of consistent posting over the summer, but I'm probably going to miss an episode or two in the weeks to come. And that's just due to a combination of burnout and still having other things to do. But when I come back, hopefully in the first week or so of September, I have a couple of other videos that may go up before then. But like the worst case scenario is that I don't post anything until September. The videos then I hope to have a little bit more on pace. I think I've sort of really increasingly narrowing the focus of my channel. And some of the stuff that I wanted to do I think might fit better if I started separate channels. But anyway, have a great rest of your summer. Good luck to starting your fall semester if you're in that position. And take care, everybody. Bye-bye.